Maame Grace, oh, top pen, I think say just about 1 CD or 2 CDs, maximum 3 CDs. Oh, top book, exercise book will not cost more than 5 CDs or so. I can't tell anyway, but I believe say, yeah, the tron. One paper, 1 CD. One leaflet, 1 CD.
Very expensive.
Machine the Perkins Baler is about 15,000. So we use frame, which is the cry, it's about 250 CDs. And some was not top paper, and some of the style of Sanka over friend pen or the actual. So these are the stages. These are the difficulty. Inti ebia wo mama mienu you have to provide all these. Difficult.
So what approach it will help.
Oh, I know system now, boy.
That's why I asked whether some of you are lawyers and what are they doing?
Your lawyers are law cry.
So what are they doing about it? They should push this. These are things they should push.
Thank you.
Which language are you
Okay, so tree, it's okay in English. Maybe
so
we'll mix it.
cocktail.
Yeah,
Okay,
we'll mix it together.
Okay, I welcome you to Revelations once again.
Thank you.
Great. Today is your first time on my set, though you've
Yes.
been watching for ages.
ages.
Today
Yeah.
is your first time here, so I want you to greet the viewers and then introduce yourself to us.
Okay, so thank you, and make my Obia Kwaba to the Revelations show. I've been watching Maame Grace for a while now, and I understand, from my checks on YouTube, you have over 200,000 subscribers to your, and that's great. That's big already. So it's your program that defines the people that you interview or the people that comes to the conversation. Yeah, the channel is just too big. So whoever sits here, I believe, becomes big just by being on your show. Thank you, and then I hope that all of you that is going to watch this show will enjoy it. It will be very much educative, and then it will give us an understanding of the people that comes around us.
Okay. I welcome you to Revelations.
That's the view.
You didn't mention your name and tell us who you are.
Okay, so my name, you're from Anthony Jennings. Jennings is my surname. I'm a Fanti, and I am a blind person. I've been blind for 37 years, and I am 40, so which means I became blind at age 3. At the moment, I am an assistive technology specialist at the University of Education, Winneba. And now, I'm a senior ICT assistant at the Department of Special Education, University of Education, Winneba.
All right, we welcome you.
Thank you.
So this is who we are going to have a conversation with. Today I have so many questions to ask you. Though at 3, you can, there's something I don't want people to say, but you said it, I'm a blind man.
Yeah.
A madman will say I'm a madman. I don't actually.
Maybe when
that's
at the state of madness, the person may not be able to determine the stage in which a few could determine whether they have mental disorder, brain damage, or any kind of psychological issues that happens with the brain. A few people can tell, but I know what is blindness. Not having ideas about certain things could be described as blind, but my mention of blindness means visually impaired or someone who cannot see. So
Are
that
you sure you cannot see?
Oh, I can't.
You can see.
I can see.
So when you open your eyes, what do you see?
Okay, so a completely blind person do not see. People think we see darkness. We don't see anything. The state is the same at all times with completely blind people or completely vision lost. Yes, when someone has vision lost, you darkness, you complete. The state is always the same. Night, but we are able to determine night and day by sound and the feeling of weather and all that. A lot of things come to play in our determination of time and all that. But blindness means blindness. We don't see anything.
Okay, so if you say you don't see anything, are you saying it is only your eyes you use in seeing, or you want to classify that you don't see anything physically?
That is physically. So with seeing, we see with the brain, right? The mind.
Okay.
So when you open your eyes, Maame Grace, me sure say unam wape obi ho a one recognizes on one. Ebi ana we need than any pa. But obepa one, aden we hu me e na we nchia me. Ebi adwen a wo dwen no scanner no, which is the eye, will scan the person all right. But the brain that interprets what the scanner scanned will not be on the person to wait me try no. It doesn't mean you didn't see the person.
Okay, so that answer my question now. Now I know for this example, it means you understand the question I'm asking.
Yes, I do get it.
Please answer them well for me.
Yes, so we see differently.
Okay, you are not talking.
Okay, so we see physically, I will not see you with my eye. Okay. But when I came here and I heard Kwesi's voice, I have heard a lot of voices. But Kwesi's voice rang a bell. It told me who that person was. Okay. You understand? It is me who the first time I may not notice you because my brain, which is the interpreter of whatever the eye scans, have not come across you. Okay. So I can know Kwesi is here by hearing his voice. So I don't use the scanner. I use the hearing senses to determine that someone I know, someone that my mind can recognize is here.
Okay, so that comes back to my question. And the reason why I'm saying I don't want it when people say
they are blind. Okay.
Because if you say you are blind, then you are saying you can see from only one source.
Okay, yeah, that's
because
true.
As you are sitting here there right now, you can tell when you are sitting with a beautiful woman or an ugly woman.
Oh, we do. A
so
lot
why
of
are you telling me you don't see anything?
In fact, truly, sometimes Ombisa say, so how were you? Kwesi even asked how I ordered the boat, whether someone did it for me. We have ways of relating to our environment. Yes, so by hearing, my phone speaks everything that I touch on the screen. And by so doing, I'm able to interact with my phone and with my phone to the world. So I am able to book a boat. I'm able to go to YouTube and listen to you and other things.
So you are maybe you've lost one of your
one
senses.
of the senses. One of the plenty senses.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's what I'm trying to correct.
Yes.
So now I think we are on one.
We are together.
Okay, sure. I welcome you to Revelations, and at this point, I'm sending love to all my people who are visually impaired. That's how they use that way. I don't see that for you people. Sometimes when I sit and have conversations with these people, they are like, "Why is the whole world not like you? Your understanding is quite different." And I'm like, "We are seeing that to me." Yes, when I talk to them now, they know that they are not actually limited.
Yeah.
But the society. I welcome us. Today we are discussing the psychological state of becoming disabled, the trial, meaning, and faith. Nyankopon is saying anyway, say at the age 3, you were not all that old, but you could run around. You could see your mother, you can walk, you can see your shoes and the colors of your clothes. So at least now you know. You've seen it before. So when this whole thing started from wherever and however it started from, I don't know if you want to tell us. How did you feel? What did you go through?
Okay, so many of the things I was told when I was old enough to understand situations, and I recognized the role my parents played trying to, get solutions. And I have spoke to a lot of people in Ghana and outside Ghana, people who were not blind and became blind even at adulthood, 12, 10, 30, in fact, 138, and different circumstances causing this blindness or vision loss. When I listened to my parents, mine started as an eye tumor. So a kind of operation was done, and the doctors asked the nurses. The doctor, who was an Indian, told the nurses not to put plaster on the eye. But the next day when the doctor returned, they have applied plaster. And the doctor said, all is lost. So that is what I was told. When I was growing, around 4, my eyes, the balls were coming out, like they were much out than it is for many people. So there was a kind of herbalist. I cannot say he was a herbalist, but he was applying some herbs to my eye, and the ball tried going inside every day. So every morning he would come and apply that herbs, and then it helped the balls to enter. However, that man also died when a snake bit him at night when he was sleeping in his own room. So that ended the process. And from that time, I have not sought medical or herbal solutions But the spiritual one continued. My mother said at a point someone told her to go to a traditionalist for solution. I don't know, a priest or kind of a traditional priest. And immediately she got there. He said, Mebo, my friend said, the person thought my mother was giving birth and at all times he was losing the children. Until I said, Obebo me mame abejna. So that gave my mother the impression that the person doesn't even know why I am here. And she didn't bother mentioning the problem anymore. So
if you can't tell, what can you do?
exactly. So she left without getting solution from that side. Continued churches, from Pentecost to all that we can remember in around 87, 88, thereabout. It got to a time when I was 5 years, 1990, someone told my parents of blind school, and that is how I started school at age 5. And from then I have realized that seeking solutions is not always the situation, but understanding the condition and embracing it. So if my parent did not accept the circumstance and decide to give me, a future by training me in school, I believe we would have still be seeking for solutions from where we will never find. Nti media no de sana but my din komo bebre. I have interacted my child or high school for about 7 years and sana me joining university, To me nipa bebre. I have taught people in high school already 40 years. Because onya situation no late. And situation no bar always it take people a minimum of 3 years to continue with life. Nti esia aya the first stage, nti ade ya de befra kakra. The state na aya disability we go through before we accept. First denial, and it's not with you alone. Me to me whichever age sometimes in said this is going to be my state. It is a condition where I will not say I am blind. I will not say I have vision lost. I will not say I have any form of disability. Because at this stage, we don't even know what is happening and we don't want to even know. All that we know is that we should return to what we were. Into denial, people around you. Oh, obey yes, nene fra, obey yes, why say, oh, there be. Inti, sending now for banning chair, the no better them. One person will be crabbing, no, obey associated disability with the family. Inti, we go through that stage. A check and sana you move it to the second stage, which is desperation. Desperation, no, and a solution. At this stage, the person has agreed that something has gone wrong with the system, with the body, with the personality. So let's look for solutions. And no, and na. Me say there are instances yate say Yesu tinte so different
exactly.
Enti madam Fubi okosofo ho ma yete tinte so different etie ofom twitwi nanim saa. O say ye man niam o different nnuane yetete ne nsa ho de nro hyehyem ye man no a lot of just say do that stage now desperation babia ye beko wherever we hear. Sometimes we don't even tell the people around us we are taking a step. Sometimes we even accuse people around us as being corporate or the cause of our exactly. So there, me say was work school 2 years, studying 3, right? Studying witchcraft, and so we were all believed, made to believe, say, yeah, circumstances be basa. Ebia ya bibi ana your parents are bibi and also time binti na family relatives near there people around causes that to happen. But the business are purely medical. It could be spiritual. Maybe say, my friend say, if I can chip in what sometimes made my parents believe that it was spiritual. Or say no daho, me mami, I brought a woman. And I need ba me mami ni dinachi eba nchen. No catcher and say, or the mema three eba ne nche in a dream. And all point to me actually be man say ono no da ho no. Nti me maame bisa no questions about why he has brought people to look at me in the dream, like still in the dream. And ni nuaba no ebe ye confrontational. Nti ni nuaba no to edua bi. Senka ode ebo me maame na ebeto me ne ono ne ntem. And me maame fire. And ono so to ni nuaba no mfe still in the dream. But the chin na ni nuaba no mfe ya ne ya. You get it? Nti ebia ye beka say spiritually no sometimes they relate it to these things. And there's certain things in kakra bia isisi around that time. And when we were seeking for solution, they will lead you to where you will never have solutions. For when this thing happen, baby will be able that stage 2, no desperation. Baby will be able can be able.
And you will hear a lot of things.
Problem are you creating within families near there.
You will hear a lot of things.
Oh yeah.
Now what you're actually looking for, you will never find.
You will never. And I have never heard one person say minya solution when the problem started. They don't get solution.
Even from hospital.
They don't get it. Many people do operations, and after operation they lose what the little that was remaining. People are afraid of operation now because they have seen people go through that process and have lost the little that they had. And a lot of people don't want to try that.
So at this point, do you believe in what Jesus did?
I know they say you will be close. Into no, ya kind yate. And I say you can say OGD a bit me more than what Jesus did, right? But me who so be any. I've gone through school for several years. I've seen more than 1,000 blind people, and I've never seen one being healed. There were pastors who came to our school, from time to time to pray with us. On my fasting when we don't even need it. You may stay at night, watch night, all that, but solution never come. True, false. So it has not replicated on earth now. I can't tell so much about that.
Okay, so going through
the stages.
The second stage, what else? We want to know all the 7 stages.
And stage where so na families impoverished more, like it be him because sika owo yin asese or turn na hode yin they get a solution but we don't get it. It do a third stage now your friend anger, and that is with the individual. Say you go through a lot and you can be breaching into a both will be people around us. In fact, say me na menenete and sisi a me friend of phone so na me nya no kra me susu say stage na ma bem ninti and gradually all withdraw from me. Until we assume for people when the people have not even thought wrong of us or bad of us. To do that stage now we question life because I say we don't see why it should be you. Until I say you are just angry with nature, everybody, people around you, and the least someone does no say if you listen because oh no, I know your third stage. That's when we withdraw from people. Fourth stage, sorry. That is when we withdraw from people. Your friend with the stage of confusion. At this stage, no. I say, we don't understand life. If you listen, okay, this has happened. This is the end of me. Why? Obi Mount, what will make your life better cry? You don't agree. Like you are not certain. You question everything. Bibia how? I say, until once
you feel limited.
Exactly. Na after your main nipa. Say first na utwine car, first no diagro, first no co parties, first na oko sport, first na oko club. See ususu sex condition no man no kwan bio. And also compo people amount for besere no. Nti we withdraw. Na afi edu stage Afi na ye geniema tum kakra re-evaluation. Afi ye hwɛ sɛ bibi wɔ ha ye betumi ayɛ ana. That is when obi a we lose the ability to walk. I realize the importance of walking aids. Yes, idea wheelchairs and all that. Yes, at that time, nafi yeah, Jenny Amatum kakra. Nafi yeah, could life be better with
Then at this point.
Exactly.
Try to move now.
Afi waduma na oye unse ebia na me sculpture me eno friend trees and kra. Omo omo ade nnua ne nneema nwene nneema yi. Afi osusu se at this stage ontumi nya bio. Ebia na me journalist me susu se me ntumi nya bio. Nti afi na me pe solution. How do I survive? No people think say their life is defined by what they do. Nti nia oye no eno na make you more valuable to society. Nti se me ntumi nya hwe bio a, does it mean I'm useless? So a lot of questions go through our mind. Na fe ye hwe solution nkakrakra. Na fe blind ni or realize the use of the white cane. Na ye hwe some apps on the phone that can redefine our lives and all that. Nti na bia ukoji training be to equip you to do something else or to be able to continue doing what you used to do before the insertion of the disability. Na fe you do acceptance. Acceptance no na the last stage. I don't know. You hu bibia bi. You go through your pay solution ayenya. You like you boy for people. Do like na ye afeni na hu hia. Ya nya ntuma your life be stagnant. Inti na fe ya jatum. Eho na ya amanfo start say bia or school bio. Ana say obe ko nipa mu bio. Me say me call Denmark, now me call club. And it was okay. And they didn't see it as, awkward. But I'm telling you, NSM Copy Club be Ghana ha.
So it's about education. You understand? It's
Exactly.
About education
Exactly. We have not done enough of education.
Yeah.
To me, I sure say this is one of the ways I be continue. Reaching out to the number of people that watch your show, no dear. May I sure say the education is going to be massive.
Of course. I sit and talk to some of them, a lot of them. Like that's why I started with you that you don't actually say you are blind.
Yes,
because
yes.
there are so many sources.
Yes. Of seeing, yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
And in actual fact, if what you are saying is actually stages of consciousness,
okay,
you will not call it consciousness, but
okay,
that's actually the stage of because right now as you are sitting there, you are not waiting for any God, you are not waiting for any heaven.
In fact,
you are not waiting
I don't remember the last time I prayed about seeing. And manante amanfo ehia me say, oh, pacho, you between be or nyama. They come blunt like that. You be or nyama.
You laugh.
Now my catching, oh yeah, sure. I say, oh, why? We say me GD and I'm say, oh, me dem engineer. Sometimes they tell you, say, ye hear yourself obeje edi, obeje nyame edi. Even if you don't believe, we can open your eye. I allow myself. I say,
okay,
sometimes empire no best start to say, see your bumpire say when it lasts for some time, not empire, then empire bumpire say me and empire you gidi say china na bi ade be china we hu ade and all that.
You are watching the biggest. I always tell people when you go somewhere and there's an issue there, don't go and behave as if you know than everybody. You don't know what they've tried and what they've tried to do about the condition before it is there. You are coming to show power.
Yeah, ye bibia am betumi ayem.
And you almost started penna fair was.
Oh, media. Inti sometimes unama omo bompa o street is we.
Yeah.
Na se me ne onenama na ya ba wo nchen mpache betumi bompa ya ma no. Meti anam say, oh, denti na umbisa me. So me what time there's no worries if you want to pray for me, but I tell you that if it's for the eyes to open, then don't waste the time.
But tell me, the admission part is what actually changed the whole thing.
Exactly.
At the moment you admit, I have these issues in my office a lot. When they bring the children like that, I go through it and I tell them, let's start educating the child. Let's
Exactly.
put the child in school. Because in actual fact, there is somewhere when the eyes go physically, where the strength goes to. Can you be honest and tell us? When you don't see here,
Yeah.
with your physical eyes,
Yeah.
your part of your brain becomes so sharper, and you can tell us, be honest with us.
Very honestly, I think it is not that our other senses become more sharper than it used to be. But the entire be a ususu say the na sharp no. Yehu say sisi a we cannot depend on this. Nti nya yebetumi depend on no. Eno na yede yadwin na akoso. Nti me fan say well because you have the eye, you will not pay so much attention to some of the senses like your hearing and the rest because your life doesn't so much depend on that. But here the do this stage I lose sight now. If you listen, okay, then the other senses no pen our life depends on. Until like we should treat it with all the
Okay, so
attention.
That's where the question comes. You see, that's where the question comes. That you are saying that it's not that any part becomes sharper.
More sharper.
I'm telling you another part because where we know the sharpness is the eye as humans.
Yes.
So at the moment it goes off, we channel it through
another portal.
You get me?
Exactly.
But when this one is there, it actually makes us limited.
Okay.
As people.
Yes, in a way.
In a way.
Yes.
But when we tell anybody, the person will even get angry. Because honestly, as you are sitting there right now, your senses are very smart. You're hearing the way you smell.
Yes, because Mrs. said no pen and my life depending on.
Yes.
So man to me and tie man to me and dream who ye meant like every every senses means so much to you. Your environment.
Okay, so let's bring it to this level.
Yeah.
So at this point where you've gotten to,
yeah.
When they talk spirituality to you,
yeah.
How do you take it? How do you understand? Do you want to know anything like that?
Se minya yankamehu, but maybe I don't give so much time to that.
Yeah.
Because maybe as obi our limit be sa. Se ba se bia yentu to computer na yanhyehyɛ ana ye the computer bia ba assemble ma obi ana se obi computer or issue solve ya no dey me hu say that's my area. Nti metumi abie so not missing even one screw. Ena obi nso dey na say ebi obey more sensitive with spiritualities. But me sure minim so nipa bia is made of the spirit and the body. So minim and even as blind people we have dreams. Enti dinim say we are spirit beings. And my church, I me call and me sorry about 3 years ago. Now me call Latter-day Saints. We believe say everybody comes to the world when we were with the Spirit God. Into your soul, no, and a manifested through a system. My old bass so. Into we know say the Spirit might even be older than what we are now. Yeah, but ye GD say a spirit and soul. Tesania also GD na. Blind for ye dreaming. But when him say dream will be defined by the things that goes around you. Most of the time, dream will be defined by the things you see, the people you interact with. Intend to me, myself will be dreaming all the environment. There are people you have seen, the circumstances that goes around you and all that. Yes, you're dreaming. And minim says blindfold a suffer for. Blindfold be your friend is saying priest, a traditional priest. Yes.
At this point, omo ye bibia bi no omo tigi say za nyankopon so for nyame ni timi ye bibi. Priest ni nim say ne bosom ni timi ye bibi.
Exactly.
No akasa ni condition na ne bosom na anye. Ni nyankopon na anye no da su kure mu. Sa person where do we place him? Intimi
ye sure say or no believe say bia everything has a time. Me mean susu say there's coming a time me be ho ade bio. Inti mendwen ho mpo. Misusu said if there's anything, it should be the things I do to make life comfortable for me and the people around me. The impact I can make on earth before I depart. And when they hear me, it's not about the eye. But there's one sophobia or kumasi or blind. According to people, I have not been there. I'm say to me bonfire a hele amount for
of blindness.
No, not the blindness. I haven't heard him open anybody's eye, but I'm say amount for the solution call they get solved. But ebi obisa and say mina can they say or for son and ebia and on I the motivation they have.
We can't use that because for son who are and they send for better other blind people.
Exactly.
You get me? So
exactly.
we can't actually use that. It can also be, I'm not speaking for them, but this is my mind. Maybe that is what they are source of feeding. Because we all have to eat. This is a
that's true. That's true. May I sure. Say I didn't say may I sure so the problem could be on a bit get healed that now if you so much believe in that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but me say me cause of me ni dear. I'm a dear man.
You've moved on.
Cry, and I talk to people to move on. Minimobia or Waba University or a Roman sister. Second year. Okusia there were one of the lecture halls upstairs. NOC form. Or come back no I find a book no I them. And I'll say in futuro go and one she has become blind. There's not a long time, about a year ago. So in this circumstance, it's here. Sometimes the quite a bit fast to see no. And the
man so much evident to say spiritual.
Exactly.
Exactly. Out of it.
Me say, and the man here many of the disabled families that have people with disabilities because you chin it too much. You try to say you best stand the condition.
They feel that powerful
and
when I say
it's true.
They are like then I'm but my point is okay. Say bibi wo hokre baby edina. Men we see me by the time. Monko school no beto na why obi.
See ebinom argument be say the disabled omunya more years in service. They be our tradia. So be a retire at age 60, be a 65 or 70. Unim. This in say stage the insertion, any denial process, any desperation, am I waste too much time? Obi jai school 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 up to 10 years and over and san wako school bill. But
because you have to go through the stages.
Exactly. And me Susu says unya the right people to talk to her. Ebia you will not necessarily have to go through all the stages. But stage 1 and stage 2 there, desperation is there. Because
sometimes it's painful when you are telling them this. Obeka just say because spiritual person be or no the say.
And then I would all kinds of uncle school and all that.
Yes, so sometimes you have to talk. Why do you watch me so much?
Your program is an eye opener. Nancy, I think that this year you were talking about the things we should do this year and the 12. You mentioned some 12 things. Mm-hmm. Some in the Bible, some in with the universe, some.
The 12 jewels.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. I listened to that. So I listened to you to inspire me to, it's education also. Mm-hmm. I have a bit of my baha. Sometimes my favorite number. Say, my friend,
No, what's your line?
It's like a bit once a nipa no send your casa, once spiritually obey deep. It's not say be a copy solution to.
But you just
yes.
Want to talk.
Ebi asem menene kasa. Ebi cry me what some other issues a way to me of help, not necessarily with the eye.
But one eye limited.
Exactly. Into program no there. Me like there's no night minti or live session no because now say na me say is it Sunday 7 to 8 or 8 to 9 or something. But
afterwards.
Yes,
and it's the same quality.
Oh yeah.
You are watching the biggest. So Obi and Kanway and Fancy Obi. But I am the Casa Bibia between power quans. Na Bibia so you are better won't me. the abema want to mean me pay stages in any adwin a wodi to
exactly
think obi e di kan ehu na o ka kire wa ka wo make you di easy
yes
because ye twa obi nsa sebe ye twa obi nan and ebinum so wo kura na mo agya nkwala no because of this condition you were privileged your mother and your father
were there
you
to
got people that took you to school
yeah
some of these people their parents will even bring them to your office help us go to school you help and at the end of the day the money is going somewhere then later they will leave the children somewhere. What do you have to say about this? Is there any structures you feel or think the government of Ghana should put in place when it comes to children like that?
Okay, so they're challenging and it's you need proper records of your citizenry, you know, or Ghana ha. Nti you will be now eye blind and well or disabia. You say those people are man for them around traffic, just come on. But you need proper records. You recorded about our citizenry. Nti a man ye challenging kakra senka ye betumi anya structure a school completely free aid
like that.
Yes to be at the insertion or call hospital and can you free
like Abrochi.
exactly me call Denmark my yarida anyway for 5 months that I stayed there my yarida but minimum area they paid nothing minimum say your flex job nti ebia nanka me teacher ni and I'm a blind media meant to me enya the self actualization or recognizing my potential and to me I yet that strong ebia mean to me nchirade bio we can put system in place to give them what we call flex job out somewhere else.
Flex. When you go to London, I don't know if it's still there. They had a stand for autism children who will check your bag and all that.
Meaning, Obiana, wedi about 23. Nana Jano, development of the brain is slow. Ntina na Jano resent to be already 7. But according to the assistant, on Ukraine, there is severe until 3 assistant. That's 24-hour assistant. Every 8 hours, we will be at Obeno. Now, almost say, oh, you're very good when it comes to setting up light for events. So, until you have the potential, no. So, to me, in Juma all the time, cry, say, be a state agency be by event, or meet me, no, exactly. Exactly. And they said the assistants are not to help him to do what he's doing. They should just watch him. Say, or if he will encounter danger, that is where they will step in. Into how useful, yes. And see, you bet me a flex job, won't me 8 hours. Or bet me I saying 4 hours and okay, 4 hours no. A company in Chiao, the 4-hour pay, and government will add the extra hours. Nti you need disability assessment center or Ghana ha. Ese nya assessment center. You be assess you so obetumi ayedwuma and I want me nyedwuma. Education no cost so much nti obi wo person with disability per either say be ma no en neta si me ma neta dwane jamba no. Na oba no de akwese abadaye nti they can live na me baako bi a omo frame me a me co-provide assistant or you blind early stage and be ma no dwane e wo takrade edumba so side o nti woman reach out to my parent my parents and I used to do education in the communities nti ye rent spinning near the PA system kasafa blindness ne or other disabilities ne what we can do at the insertion nti this problem you say na say there be a maame ne hyede ma osu because oni solution me be ma me je for man o de no call school me aso me draw for assistant ma company bi or area how I think say Benso oil palm plantation and abibisa omo man no support mo call school Oko school do GSS. I understand every year no G award. Oh, you're brilliant. But not always see in the house because there wasn't enough help. It is to me training people who are disabled. Yeah, assessment more now your structures. I did training when the families are handicapped. We can change the narrative.
Exactly.
We can make the environment, in fact, an enabling for all of us.
Me, I always say that me, if I should be in politics, like these are places I will handle. If you do, because sometimes you can tell the people to take the child, and then another person will tell, oh, I can do this, then they waste all the time.
True.
So if I should be up there, I will give them time. If you waste the time and you couldn't heal the eye, I will arrest you. So we can actually purge the system.
You bet me I impose even now. You bet me I can. And yes, people no more German for to waste your more time. Nimpo. I think so. We have made too much noise of I mean
doing everything.
Yes. You bet me them regulate a lot of things.
Exactly.
I think say a year ago or 2 years ago, Dan parade them by some more Shenkom 24th.
God didn't talk.
31st. The environment was quiet. Yeah, anti scary.
We'll get there. By the grace of God, now when we talk, they listen. I spoke about free food. I spoke about saving the internet. Now I learned they have people who are arresting people when you say something about somebody on the internet. They listen to us, and I know we will get somewhere.
Exactly.
So at this point, I'm sending love to all the kids who are in this condition. They call it condition. I personally don't call it condition because I know you have other sources you can actually use.
But it's still a condition.
It's still a condition though.
Yeah.
Everybody has a condition though.
Yes.
Even if you have constipation, you have a condition. But
that's true.
The way we handle that part, making the people feel like it is finished. That's why I don't even want to admit that it's a condition. So say
Senka assessment center send am kind na. Na ya educate a lot of people and case here e ho na nipa no be go first. Na ya assess no. Maybe there will be doctors, there will be, all that. Now, all the assessment, the remedies available. Essence, the family should be trying all that we could. Senka your system, assessing nipano, na a prophecy solution. And as if there's no remedy to reverse the situation, now you bet me suggest something to improve your life, something to.
Because there is always a talent.
Oh yeah.
In there.
Yeah.
Because we have great musicians who are blind.
Exactly.
We have one in Nigeria who has been writing all sorts of songs for people.
Now me catch me vice president. Anyway, I am also the president for Ghana Blind Sports Federation. Yeah, a lot of sports in all regions of Ghana.
Okay. Do you have the park and the assets?
Yeah, available, but sometimes we have to rent private places. A very expensive venture into that area. Yeah, very expensive. Last time we had games in Cape Coast, more than 170 blind people gathered from all regions of Ghana. I think in November, we did something like that.
But you have some of you who are lawyers as well, right?
Sir, now me catch me, me catch me vice president. Yeah, blind ni eninu pene Lucy.
I told you this from the beginning.
Yes, exactly. Inti so ye kronfo a inbuilt. Obetumi we are still.
Yes,
exactly. Mo ye liars frakadam or did not dream be obi. Exactly. Because ebia o we ni anka obey still. But only any no, it doesn't take away that instinct about
I was trying to raise that it doesn't actually. In natural fact, if you say this, people will not be happy. When this thing is gone, your real self is actually operating.
Yeah.
But because of this 3D world, they have things that conjure or conform or operate in it. So when you lose it, they make you feel you are gone.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about this. A parent. Let's take 3 categories of parents.
Okay.
I don't want to use the word poor, but let's use a poor parent who have a child who is in this condition. What should they do? And let's say somebody also who has all three of his kids are in this same condition.
Minimum be na owo be ma bia na o circumcise na ye be kan say ye twa na twetia na try I know I blind.
I know people, a lot of people.
Oh, bad, yeah, no problem. Bema na bema say own so something would definitely happen. So inti your families are best 7 na blind for.
Exactly.
Families are 5 deaf, they can't talk. Families are
so people like that, I have said, 1, the poor ones, and then 2,
those who have
multiple
yes,
children
yeah,
who are in those
conditions.
And also let's look at those who also have parents who are so in faith. Some people their fathers are taking them to hospitals. Their mother is also drinking something. Do you know some people will even do hard and talk on about cause papa ni say me fa ma no num en fa nka doctor duro no ma me ni say ndi onu ma ma ne ba na se be kafra.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Inti ye won krofo bi wo a omo di omo ma issue ni ye so serious, and when they come to my office I will talk. Some of the women feel me say en fa kola ni ko hospital nti me ye bron some.
Sometimes I nya some of us to join the panel talking to the people, because sometimes I say when those of us in the condition accept the state, no. Yeah, sometimes when we talk to people, they understand. Meaning, we'll be an engineer, na oya jumama Newmont, to be blind. Now, there's a be so difficult. On one driving a car, now if you want to me, I feel cover be just your son and sir, like into a bassa, ayana, yeah, solution. Those in faith, sending our more children with disability. Ni na sen kai wo policy be a boa minimize the cost, because Maame Grace top penna I think say just about 1 cedi or 2 cedis, maximum 3 cedis. Top book exercise book will not cost more than 5 cedis or so. I can't tell anyway, but I believe say yeah there the tron one paper 1 cedi. One leaflet, 1 cedi.
Very expensive.
Machine the Perkins Braille is about 15,000. So you use frame, which is the cry, it's about 250 cedis. And some was not top paper, and some of the style of sanka over friend pen or the atro. So these are the stages. These are the difficulty. Inti ebia wo mam you have to provide all these. You know,
very difficult.
Difficult.
Very. So what abrochine there, it will help.
Oh, I know system now.
That's why I asked whether some of you are lawyers and what are they doing?
Your lawyers are law cry.
And so what are they doing about this? They should push this. These are things they should push.
Maame Grace un ma de bako. Unim say in advocacy you can say nothing for us without us. And she say who person who advocate for the disabled include the disabled. But our parliament we na able
So that is why your lawyers
they don't have your need. They don't think about your need. It's about them. It's about the regular things. But senka ebia when you be or no aso parliament, so because the parliament make laws. And I am Rabbi to aid this situation. Madam Edion, me say, Obi Yadenuko school, ne mother say. In fact, only 1 cedi power de bois ne banomanako school. Only, but ninya na omu ade no. Omu de omu ko school. Say no de onya 5 cedi bi man na obeko. Ba wo school no, car transportation cry be at 300 cedis. To take you to where you are going to have the education. Near my I see a total of provisions near all that. Inti educating the disabled thing. Even say about omo issues with walking you can go to any other school if you have the right
we know that's why we are asking why your lawyers are not pushing this, because they have read the law, they have the right to write all sort of things, and they are in the condition.
Exactly.
I think sometimes I'm not saying the leaders are good or bad, But I feel sometimes we don't put in much effort. Recently, an issue happened there. Ghana and Kasa were problem. I'm sorry to say this, but I feel our education level is very low. So we are taking advantage of at any point or at any level in time. Recently, an issue happened about this DVLA plate, the new car thing, the number plate we put on registered cars.
Okay, DV no.
DV no. An issue is going on. I don't know the truth in it, but I learned the contract is being given to Chinese or something like that. And I was asking somebody who works there that why are you people not making any effort about this? And the man was telling me that the people are not complaining. So we the workers, what can we do? And I'm like, this thing is not out on the radio for us to know that. So that the people, it's looking like the people in the country have things to say, but it's like what they say doesn't matter.
It doesn't go anywhere.
That's my problem. What can we do?
Your system be or a politician almost to me experiences some 30 minutes disability, Bianca, they will start to reason. They will start to make
I don't think they should be experienced. They should be just conscious. When you are conscious, you know all these things automatically.
Okwa broche who running steps. Yes. There's elevators everywhere, ramp everywhere. Now I am rase. All government structures should be disability friendly. Now,
and when you go to mall, they have their parking lot. That's why I started the show with your buildings.
Yeah.
What do we put in there?
I think say. Very important. Everyone say you are not a person with disability. Now, we need all these things.
Because when I close my eyes, I'm like you.
Yeah. Get it? How many people will attempt to close their eye and envisage?
You can actually close your eyes and flip yourself into somebody's condition. Yes, but if it's the leg, you can remove it and flip yourself.
I mean, how many people will do that?
Some people ask me this question though.
How many people will do that? How many people knows what we go through all the time? At least he won't be put there. It be a light I call off and now we need solution be other. But at the time, that challenge kakrana uko put yourself in that shoe. So be a awkward or what that state no all the time. What the lights keke I war around you and a call off. Sometimes the shock you go through. And so we don't consider people who have lived all their life in such conditions. Because a young casa might a young mobile. I mean, almost ready at the end I say sometimes me issue with them.
Group so and when you go to their weddings and some
can be
right now let's focus on the positive side right now.
Me say Senka, ye distracted big obi answer radio.
I'm telling you.
Obi answer.
Oh, I know we can't guarantee. We have stubborn ones. But at least it will limit. There are people who will want to because why was radio way. But there are people who would want to find their own way.
Yes, normal can. Ebinum say ya try there sit down. To me catch us say oh there where to me go school until na o can na o can. What I say. But obi or no was a chance.
Obi how to justify whatever they are doing.
Maame get so him say obi hu ade obi an nan like only problem bia and so na so nan we ase only hwe.
Exactly.
Nti fan say or you be say no why.
It's all about awareness. Nti ono so be mu the same thing on pay bibia ye. Or be depending on people. Let's look at two things and then we close. Psychological state of becoming a disabled.
The psychology is everything about when we assume the new status. Then a buyer dream. How do people around you see you? Why is the removal? I mean the withdrawal. Why? Because at that stage, your dream who is different. At that stage, you want to say the world has come to an end, kind of. Inti yempe bibi mpaye. Yen try say when someone is even talking to you about possibilities for you.
You don't want to know.
You don't want
even
to.
The parents.
You don't want to. Ebi oha minim bebre na my blind no echi ase o be more like be kind of saying it was school no more pastor I say from Krifia and something like that. Hey, I say when in kasa nyamesem because at stage no cool.
Or the chichen said nyamesem the emotional control. Say why wouldn't?
Exactly.
And so people use that to control their emotion, which is not bad. But you controlling your emotions and not moving is what will kill you.
Exactly. They say you say obi wo now wo direct no cross on tena konwa so a na o tena konwa ne nsa no so because like minim say na me describe but we yi ne ho afi all the possibilities and can
be only time and no your psychological way
enti onu hu wa o say wa hu ade na o ka chente hu ade na onim onkwan otumi nante a
why baffled
odwen say wo kra hu blind
until you become aware when you lose one thing you feel you are finished meanwhile there are a lot of things you
can lose. Yeah you never know what you have until you lose it. In fact when it happens aya obi life to me say completely it to me end obi life entirely. It doesn't mean death,
the surroundings
but
also matters.
It means not doing anything. No share them. Now say I'm a career training be or Kumasi are you training persons with disability in soap making, all kinds of soap making, liquid, floor cleaner, hard soap, bar soap, all those things. Now there's one person I'm in so I blind, now my friend. Or say this a sister bisua, and sister ya unyaska no dia hwe no.
Imagine.
Into such a person no when to me and go through all the stages our beje in state na tum so betumi aye bibia ma no ho. Self-realization never happened. I say who said that's the end of life.
Now you know it is consciousness. You saw the word you use, self-realization.
Realization.
Yeah, that's consciousness.
And see, like, even though Ojitum said the disability has happened, he has closed his mind on every possibility. Yeah, exactly. Moving forward into wakaho. And nona se we nya psychologist be and now people who have gone through that stage. And yeah, sometimes the word of God too, maybe na encourage you. Na
that's the emotional control.
Yes, shouting kakra na ebia epipia ma oye bibi ma.
Now let's look at this and go. You see, one thing I also face at this point, mama me nka we me nka say obi NGO or gigi sika kotua obi school fees a enya no kro. Me nka sa.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you this, if you people have money, helping people like this is especially they come to my office. Sometimes the ones I can I do and easy. Sometimes the ones that I can't and also so I advise them ebi mu ye willing ebi mu so kra de omo mane ne na omo di gigi sika like omo ready they will come to your office and they have amount they want you to give for school fees ne bra ne yentu yakora de ebi for sika ne mame and all that nti ebusua se wo sika me pa wo chow wo toka papa na utwi a eye ba wo di bibua obi a eno so so eye pa timpam chow structures ne de hia Ghana African leaders hia papa we have what it takes we can do say yetimi kwaji eduro sebe ye the NGOs ne ade ba have for eduro for HIV people and all that we can equally do this the Westerners are doing this to make themselves better and okay and yes no bibi wo ama but it's all about structures. So if we can actually do something. My friend was telling me that we can actually donate $1, €1, and for
to who?
For to build a fund for people like this. But the person collecting it, just say we ourselves, we've made ourselves poisonous.
Maame Grace, me take care na udu baby na musi obi untumi ndidi ye de pipe na de man aduane na omo de gigi scan ade. So I see into omo solution nti ewo street no so nko a
that's the so please if you feel you can help
auntie Madam Grace na me wo we no Maame Grace we use Maame Grace we use madam
maybe ya
nti na ye wo university no ye blind for na echi obi a na ogina kwan ho stress ka o say trust fund na ogigi scan no dem
no book ni book leaflet ni ade
ye bisa ne card na ye frɛ trust fund for. Say they were doing that years ago, but jai. Into that time, we handed him her over to the university security. Into chese, a man for the ayomwe they are not even disabled though.
But you've said it, say you won't perform more than now let's come to the last part, and you've advised the parents what to do. That will be your last words. But what happened to your relationships? The relationships, let me do just two parts that confront me a lot.
Okay.
I am privileged to have diasporans who have these conditions.
Yeah.
Okay. Some of them come to Ghana to find wives. Sebe omo ntumi nkasa meni omo ye fine omo ntumi hu ade meni omo ye fine nti omo ba na omo se omo be ware aware ni me ka two sides ni ahwe. People come and marry, and when they take them away or when they take them here, at the end of the day it's a whole lot of issues. And two, because of that, people want to, if the person is blind, he wants to marry a blind. When the person is this, he wants to marry a this. And I'm like, okay, so at this point, when we mix the same chemical to create the child, what becomes of him or her? Okay, yeah. So I want you to address these two parts of questions for me. It's very, very important for me.
Okay. So, first part here, Sibia, oh yeah, disabled, no abe worry, na nipa no dinner to kind of way jaw on the psychologically have been a pa, but then wouldn't say obi ohun ade ni obi ohun ade na ana ables nso e ware megu ana meboa.
Exactly.
Mami Grace unte say obi a oni any disability wabe ware obi de no come manager no.
See the bia, but I'm talking about
now we are disabled now ware now the corner egu normal. One of you see difficult say be accept say with us as humans.
Are your marriages normal and easy approaching women?
Madam, Maame Checho ebi kakra. Okay, so minimum be our warrior. Na at the time I oye na ire ho ade na family ni susu say ontumi nye oba no ho ade nti na omote ase. Oye wi nom de oba na say it took him days and so weeks and so no muja oba no amano. Because oye disabled. Nti sometimes you don't even want to try. It's still about the self-realization. So others. You know, when you are going in for a wife as a person, a man, so when him say you have a responsibility, what I say, and you know, so when him to na oba no so nim wo capabilities are and can share that anya den. Niema amount for worry, so you're disabled or you're deaf or person worry deaf. I say, more. So, we want to say no one understands him or her better than the
Obi or what they say condition.
Inti enema ebasa. But say niaumano beye there. It depends what's the cause of your disability. If it's genetic, now him say then ebia obabi sube to me aba afa condition maybe. But me about 3 kids. Yes, I have 3 kids, 2 guys and a young girl. The oldest is about 9, and no one has my condition. And yeah, because my wife and blind in tea. But I said my wife you're blind, not or no so blindness no, and yeah genetics are into me and affect the child. Inti our energy it's about understanding. Inti na fan say. You know, no one will understand me better than the one in my condition. Anything I be blind for, be worry blind. But so when him say, Matthew say, somewhere on the way to Mampong Kwine or so, Ekwape Mampong Kwine or so, I think say there was a time a certain community, all those there were deaf. Because na omo ekotina ho no, na omo ye deaf me no omo worry. And omo omo. So there was no communication for the children. Sometimes I feel say our friend and take us that internet be or deaf. And I say one go through the normal system. And in sociology, your friend be the nature and the nurture. Sometimes nature can determine who you become. But nature has a lot of role to play. Baby, I better tell baby our school our call the people you engage with sometimes defines what you become. Into all of them became deaf because now say I want to take kasa biada onya experience with any other people.
You become what you practice.
Exactly. And SCJJ na ma settlement and say ma other people tena hobby. Into I think say with marriages in there, we should just accept say divorce can Inti men being say be our condition into na oba na ja o ana be manager o. Huno say ono so ye nipa to say wa and we have feelings. Our needs change. Inti bia obefa no call no abeshia be for paying in life. He or she wants to move on. No jawa. Don't based on your condition and become sad. Just believe that divorce is part of humanity. And ubia uhwade ubia ne nan ne nsa ina wo ho
ubia to talk us in the private jet.
Esi dan ne ade ma fo ina ye jaw mo what asenti ye jawa and say too much of abembo kra ye be kind of say.
Oh, okay. They should focus on their marriages and they should mix up.
Niama we happy no ye.
We're happy. Yeah, that's it. Yo, so at this point, the last words, I want you to go to the leaders for systems setup. Give us 3 systems that you feel the leaders should. I tell you they are watching. 3 systems that you think they should focus on and set up for you people. And again, when you are done, you send messages to people who have children who are in this condition. 2 things they should do.
Okay. So, kasa ne be we no make say leaders no we are well traveled. Who the systems in place in other countries. We have experienced it. We have enjoyed it as leaders. Call buses where we have Wi-Fi. It says all the good system. Leaders here who be that. And why don't we, make an example of what we see out there for the good people of Ghana? Me want to say all the needed structures. Yemfa systems are provided need. I mean, financial assistance for disabled should be there. They put you on pension. After say assessment, first we need disability assessment centers or Ghana. And say and education and say a cut across, and it should be everywhere. At least every district should have an office. Disability assessment. Send be issues in a bar, you be home baby a beko. Na 90 and also swati. Na trying all that we can. Like I say, so bibia hwansa na ya beja to no edoso nti yen ma disability assessment centers. Yen creative fund a support people seeking medical remedies to their disabilities states. Nti or to say ebia ebetumi dia share health insurance mu say bia or I now we lose na open solution maybe a 90%, 80%, 70% cut should be there so that people can afford, the medical system. Sometimes we try the ASOFO and the rest because the people don't have money. The condition
will get worse.
Inti time ebianka medically you bet me asolve the cry. Near FIFA baby because of scanty chin all those places and sana yeba medical. Intimacy say we should put measures in place to fund such instances where people get disabilities. And there should be laws. The laws are the Disability Act. We should implement it. Everything in that document is enough to make conditions
a bit comfortable.
Yes, for persons.
It is just sitting there like bosom.
I'm running ejuma. And see, I'm running ejuma. I think say ebeboa. Nti ye I'm running ejuma. Ne fund be a cater for the early stages of the insertion of disability. Na try say basic key solutions. No, there should be fund to enable us. Now, the one I mentioned first, the disability assessment centers. No, these are things. It's just a recap. The disability assessment center is one. The fund that caters for people seeking remedies should be the second, and then allowing the laws as stipulated in the act, for the Disability Act, should also be working. Nama conditions of life for persons living with disability are comfortable.
Okay. Then kolano man parents no mo if just in 30 seconds one.
Yes, yehu disabled children no say mo ekan ye ho. Can nipa su no ho. Ye nya nea ye panyina wa asase so. Until sometimes condition be beba abra yen expect ye mamu nkwala ye wo no, we will not have all of them being smart, all of them being able to walk, all of them being able to see and all that. But when the situation comes, let's embrace it. Let's look for the right solution. School or for them. Let's educate them. Yeah, yen share ho de intem send ye bet to me yen ji solution into intem send ye be ya ye bepe the bema abofra no na bra abo daachi ayi ama no. Our phone will not be there all the time. There will be a time when you will leave the earth. Inti so one pair abrabo pabi ama abofra na ofi wiase. What does the person do?
So maybe now do social media handles at their social. When I actually started social media, in fact TV and radio, I had intentions of raising funds for some groups of people, and the people with mental woman na omo ni so yo omo ya ne sebi omo ano mu ntumi kasa na me wo ade bi wo ho. Till say me be realize say asofo bi mu gigi sika so mo to poma omo koto bas akọ prison omo koto way, and they actually turn it into business, and I couldn't afford to add myself to that. Enti afa me be ba mechi and na me be draw another plan na me draw ye no. Now I wanted to raise a deba, and no the school of blind, and omo de omo table beba, school of way, omo the disabled people ni na obia de ni babe mounted table or na yet to say way inti say or hini way ne beba or no pese o donate ma school of blind na omo table no wo no wakọ ho na nka wakọ mo mo se check na eko obia ho direct no so me lift ye no na budget e wo ho no na enya asem ketewa. But we still have to do something.
Ain't it? Budget no kwampo. But do you think said they are cool schools no?
And also
does it make the right impact?
And also in fact, in actual fact, nyamani bi kuskra so ko prison where no so ho asem. And me be kan ende.
Asem.
Ain't abusuya, if you feel we should do this, ye betimi aye we na afa ye ko tue school fees no say nipa 10 ye be fa say every year ye hwe nipa 100 you bet your school fees. I can open that account, and I don't mind throwing in 1 ounce of my coin, my gold coin, 10 of them into it to raise the account like 1 million 1 million cedis or something like that. Make me the be no be $1 1 pound, maybe I will be out there. But every year we can pay for 1,000 people, and it is glorious. The reason why we have to focus on these things is that today, Sebi, you are not blind, you are not deaf. You are working, but you don't know your generation. So if you are a generational thinker, these are setups you do. The leaders should work on this.
True.
That's why I'm praying for a terrific
leadership. The next moment can change our lives.
Exactly.
The next moment, we can't determine what is going to happen.
That's it.
They say a life air comfortable, even when you are not blind.
And all these things can be done when we have setups.
But Madam, tell me okay. And yes, school nkwa. So obi oha na your friend is saying academically no onye good so
and I said I'm a lawyer for in years say you so be school baby na afa ye pie I'm a lawyer so almost so
you to me skill training.
Let's see people who would come into this. Like I said, personally now the minister, but I know I have gold coins. So the worst that can happen, I can throw 10 in there, 1 ounce, 10 pieces. Ucheck price, that is a huge amount. I can throw it in there, and everybody will also. We may be open account na your fast systems. Now then, we be way na ye because the way they were doing it, yeah, did this car top no majeje. Na I was so nasty to me.
To me, shampoo no more be event kesiye we see me donate 400 kins we see me na fe nipa ko ho ye nu 400 so obi anya kin no
I just don't know. Enti say won nya kora obi predicate say won nya kora obi predicament mu e na akopa aduane adi. Ahanam di mu be simpatcho for social media handles my why so be
personally me sure that any social but me
you a computer what you don't have social media
yes because near me with the sports no na say me your Ghana Blind Sports Federation your Instagram your Facebook
so you give it to us.
Yes, ni na Ghana Blind Sports Federation, Instagram Ghana Blind Sports Federation, Facebook Ghana Blind Sports Federation, YouTube Ghana Blind Sports Federation, and I Ghana gbsfederation.org, gbsfederation.org, and then I the website itself where you can read more about
yourself.
Yeah,
okay,
Ghana Blind Sports.
But
so personally, my phone number na ubet me there.
Okay, you
more.
Put it.
And it's 0244 527 984.
Okay.
0244 527 984.
Yo, abusia, enti de me wo madwin mu na maka kiro no. Ghana for sabio ebinu mu pentwitwi ho. Embe yi 50 cedis into one embe wie kire me kan kire me say na me boss say e na project kakraka we wo ye na wo adofo na nka na me say me pa wo de odo me no beba beboa me a obeba beboa me me nko ka say obi ambra na obi abeyi me nka say 50 cedis nye sika o but e kire na sama wo beka me so me nye ni ama afa enti mpa cho so obeba na ya wo 50,000 bi da wa to me the ba 100,000 10,000 now they aba wo de ba so a wo make sure say ye koye wo receipt ye posti kama well, this is why I'm static. I can't move, but I still have to
Grace,
move.
Maybe
this
last thing, on say sports and also and also advocacy for the
sports and the entire man country. And they say me who baby a park and no, me who baby equipment.
Madam Grace, Mama says you see me or uncle be numbers. Let's send you. Yeah.
I will personally give you my number.
Okay.
Into the send Maame.
Good.
Maybe say me who.
Good.
If it is good, why not?
Because I know say the advocacy pa
mutumi so kra de cheche mu hre de jiji mu
because
I have mo ko club
nemando me ya me co sport nkakrakra
and me go ho na ko club say we anya bi anko
yes
the be hre de be ye into the ye be exchanging numbers no from now and we will talk and some of the panels the people I talk to know I can gather them between omo ye difficult no omo ma me kwa asore no omo na oni omo
ye ne be kasa ye be chom sa sorry na ye say be cheche o re ne ade say e bi adachi bi say yampa nyame ba oba nani bebie o ba oba nani asasi we so
no my life that's simple. Yo, thank you so much my dearest brother. I love you plenty.
Abusia
ahanum na me no ye de wo besi mpacho dwen ho hwe sika nipa ndi wo ho enye sikapa sika nipa die enu na ye sikapa heaven ya omuso yo mu ko ye hu se nkonwa ne ka ne ade papa eloko hu but me ye sure say nipa be wo ho me ye sure say nipa be wo na me di mu so obi oni oche na asem o mu me enye ni ye. Thank you brother Makram. Shalom. Peace.